Studio 91 and you're watching Riverside Live. Enjoy the show.
All right, guys. In 30, 20. Fade to black in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade from black, cue microphone, cue talent.
Hello everyone and welcome back. You're watching Riverside Live. I'm your host, Sam Carrico. Today's episode of Riverside Live is a special one, since we'll be saying goodbye to Studio 91 as our producers and welcoming the television production class as the new producers. This week, we show you a glimpse of Tulsa's past in the Greenwood District, a pop culture powwow, an interview with Rocky Bright, and a musical performance by Britton Gregory and Nathan Duvall. So Savannah, how much do you know about Oklahoma's history?
Well, Sam, I know that the state's insect is the honeybee, but besides that, I know that Tulsa, Oklahoma was the place where one of the biggest race riots in the nation took place. In this next video, the Greenwood Cultural Center teaches us an important lesson about Tulsa's past.
We see dystopias on Hollywood's big screen. Civilian against civilian, the absence of order, of humanity, the division of classes. Looking at the Greenwood District today, no one could imagine that a riot took place here as a result. Once dubbed Black Wall Street, Greenwood was a refuge for black businesses and communities to thrive. However, the success and prosperity of these businesses spurred hatred and jealousy from white racists. Tension escalated between whites and blacks of Tulsa, unfolding into the horrific race riot of 1921. Greenwood and its residents were left homeless, injured, and killed. The riot claimed as many as 300 lives and cost over $2 million worth of damages, leaving nothing but ashes in the once thriving Greenwood community. In the wake of the Tulsa race riot, the Mackeys left their home in fear of their safety. When they returned, their quaint two-story house had perished. The Mackeys knew they could build a new home as great as the ones previous, and they did. The Mabel B. Little Heritage House is the only home from the 1920s that still stands in Greenwood. From the ashes of this unfortunate event rose a memorial, reconstruction projects, and support from the Tulsa community to see its legacy thrive again. The Greenwood Cultural Center hosts educational and cultural programs that promotes authentic depictions of the African American community. Greenwood District continues to make its mark on African American history. It's a sad truth, but we've come a long way after many years. It's now up to us to learn from the past to create a better tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. Riverside Live will be right back.
Hey there! Did you know that in 1956, Elvis Presley released the single Heartbreak Hotel? Interesting, right? Also, Michael Jackson got burned during the filming of a Pepsi commercial in 1984. I've been Casey Rash.
Now in the studio, we've got Mr. Rocky Bright to chat with us. Morning, Ms. Bright. How you doing today?
Doing great.
And thanks for coming in, by the way.
Thank you.
So I'm told that you're the Outreach and Diversity Coordinator for Tulsa Tech. So
Yes,
could
sir.
you tell me just a little bit about what that means?
Yes, sir. Well, my job is to go into underserved communities here in the metropolitan area and spread awareness and try to get enrollments in those communities to come here to Tulsa Tech to further their career.
That's cool. So, like, what's the impact of your job? I bet that's pretty cool.
Well, absolutely. We have a lot of new companies coming to town, as well as organic growth with companies that are already here, and they need a workforce to feed into their companies, and Tulsa Tech is primed and ready to provide those workers for those new companies.
It's cool. So I bet it's not all roses and daisies. What are some of the most challenging parts of your job?
Well, some of the most challenging parts of the job is just the sheer need of awareness of what Tulsa Tech provides. You want to get it to a large scale of people, and a lot of times you wish you could get the word out faster. You wish you could get the information out quickly, but a lot of times that organic growth that is needed, it takes a while, and The companies are on board. The local school system is on board. So we're headed for a great 2016.
That's awesome. So I bet whenever it all comes together, it's all very rewarding, right?
It is very rewarding knowing that you helped a child or an adult get into Tulsa Tech, get into a program that led the pathway to employment. That is what we're all here for, and that is a very satisfying feeling.
That's awesome. Well, it's a very awesome thing that you do, and we really appreciate it. Thanks
Thank
again.
you very much.
Yeah. Now it's that time of the show that we check in with our guest host, Savannah Byrne.
All right, guys. For our next segment, our host Sam Carrico will keep us in the loop once again with another one of his pop culture powwows. In this episode, we will discuss Batman vs. Superman and the long-awaited groundhog.
Howdy guys, welcome back to the Pop Culture Powwow right here on Riverside Live. My name's Sam Carrico and let's get on with it. Alrighty guys, here on the Pop Culture Powwow, we don't just cover every tiny little bit of news, we only get the important stuff. We get the hard facts to you guys. So first up today, the groundhog, he saw his shadow. We're gonna get an early spring, everybody. Thank God, I know, right? Because even though we haven't had too much of a harsh winter this year, I just hate the cold weather, so I'm ready for any sign of spring. That's a good thing to me. Let's move on. Speaking of moving on, we're gonna go on to movies. The upcoming director of Batman vs. Superman, he officially got the endorsement from the Dark Knight director, Christopher Nolan. Zack Snyder, who's directing Batman vs. Superman, like I said, he came to Christopher Nolan, was like, listen dude, I won't do it. I won't touch Batman if you don't want him to. To which Christopher Nolan excitedly said, someone's gotta do it. So there you have it. Christopher Nolan officially doesn't care, and that's good enough for Zack Snyder. You can catch Batman vs. Superman in theaters March 26th. And finally, today we're going to talk about music, and I know maybe you guys aren't very familiar with the Oh Hellos, but they're going to be at the Vanguard in our little town of Tulsa here in February 20th actually. So doors open at 7. Make sure you go check them out. If you haven't yet, I know I'll be there, so come hang out with me. Let's hang out. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I've had a lot of fun doing these, and I'll see you next time on the Pop Culture Powwow. I'm Sam Carrico still. Bye. I've been having a pretty good time doing those Pop Culture Powwow videos.
I can tell. They look pretty fun. I can't believe that Batman vs. Superman comes out next month.
Right? On next week's show, the first-year TV production class will take complete control, so it'll be pretty exciting to see what they come up with.
Now to close out today's show, enjoy this musical performance by Britton Gregory and Nathan Duval.
It's been great.
It's been real.
Thanks for watching.